Welcome back to Data Cloud Now's live coverage of Snowflake Summit in Las Vegas, the world's largest data and AI conference. I'm now joined by Sunil Senan, SVP, Data Analytics and AI at Infosys. Such a pleasure to sit down with Infosys again.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for having me, and it's always exciting to be in a conversation with you.
You know, the buzz, excitement is all around us. You know, at Infosys, your mission is to amplify human potential and create the next opportunity for people, businesses, and community. How are you able to accomplish this with data and AI?
Absolutely, thanks, Ryan. And you know, at Infosys, we always focus on customer success and business outcomes. Through our investments in solutions and partnership and through our thought leadership, we have helped our customers reimagine business. You know, a food CPG company that has, we have helped build the digital and AI core in order for them to transform the way they do marketing, the way they do media planning, the way they do demand and supply planning. With all digital, all across, it was very important for them to have this AI core built that would help them identify newer opportunities to serve their consumers and drive new experiences, figure out new variants of the products that they can sell, figure out pricing. You know, it's all about the taste and the preferences of consumers out there that they're trying to understand. Or even for a utilities company that was trying to manage their journey and reimagine business through energy transition, or even manage natural disasters like wildfire management and number of things that utility companies have to cater to. So we have always been focusing on business outcomes for the customers, and with the advent of generative AI and advancements in data analytics and AI, we see that the customers have to now embrace newer, or they have newer possibilities that they need to embrace with the changes that are taking place. These technologies are making profound impact on their businesses and changing them in ways that have not been seen before. And our mission is to bring generative AI and the advancements in data analytics and AI to the core of those businesses and help them transform. And we launched Infosys Topaz recently, which is AI-first set of solutions and platforms that help customers embrace all these new possibilities and accelerate growth, unlock efficiencies at scale, and build connected ecosystem that they will need in order to create these new AI-driven products and services, or to build ecosystems to create newer experiences for customers.
You know, it's great to hear always putting the customer first. I'm so glad that you mentioned Gen AI and LLMs very much. The talk of Summit, how do you see data teams continuing to implement this, and how important is data literacy in today's ever-changing landscape?
Absolutely, and I think while generative AI and some of the newer advancements have come to the industry recently, customers have been on the journey for being data native and digital native for a while, and we like to think that in their journey from being digital to now being sentient, there is a very strong foundation that has been laid in the data and the digital investments that they made. So we like to think of taking our customers through the journey where they can build on those investments on digital and data that they've made that will help them get quicker ROI, scale these solutions to enterprise level, because we are talking about large companies that need needle-moving impact in order for them to really capitalize on the benefits coming from these investments. And most importantly, with AI and generative AI, we'll need customers to have confidence to operate these solutions with the strong underpinnings of trust, ethics, privacy, compliance, and security. We call it responsible by design. So putting these together for building on their data and digital investments, looking at how they can scale it to the enterprise level, and how they can operate this with confidence, is where we are looking at building all our solutions where generative AI and AI are a part, and we are helping drive some of these newer possibilities for the customers. We think of it as 7 arenas, Ryan, because it's very important for customers to recognize what problems and opportunities they can really solve with data and AI. And sometimes it helps to kind of put a framework together, and we like to think of it as enterprise left brain, which is looking at near-term profit maximization objectives and opportunities, and enterprise right brain that is going after discontinuous growth, things that you can do differently, disrupt the market, So opportunities like virtual assistants, how you can do touchless business operations are a good example of the enterprise left brain ideas that we help our customers with, but also on the right brain side, where they can look at how they can drive marketing in a different way, or completely new way of doing engineering and design, or how you're creating go-to-market. Something that lies in the middle is the code development and modernization, which is so close to all the IT companies and the IT landscapes of our customers. There is a profound impact in the way in which some of those developments are done as well. And we have been investing across this entire spectrum to help our customers embrace generative AI and drive new possibilities through that.
I want to key in on something that you just said. You are along the journey with your customers, and I think that confidence that they have is because that you're there every step of the way with them.
Yes, absolutely. And we are also helping them with data literacy. I mean, look at the world today,
right,
where you have AI everywhere. You will need teams and people to understand the limitations of the AI systems as well, the biases that exist in the AI systems that they need to be careful about and really be mindful about. Understand the ethical considerations of building these things. So we are under Infosys Topaz, we are taking the change management and data literacy offerings to our customers. We focus on persona-based assessments, identify fluency gaps that comes with the complexity of the environment, the role and the business processes and the intricacies of that, and really create intervention mix that addresses that fluency gap. So we work with the customers on enabling data literacy, which is so very important today.
And I think it's exciting now with Gen AI and LLMs. Now you have a completely different audience for the non-technical folks. So data literacy for them is a completely new category for them.
Absolutely, and it's almost like learning the basics of how you work with data.
Right.
And oftentimes, the data tells you a story that is so very different from what your intuition is or what your tribal knowledge is, right? And how do you really bridge the two so that there is no trust deficit? And that's where the real key for adoption is. But I think enabling people with data literacy and also augmenting the AI systems, with humans is where you will start to build a lot of trust within the two systems and grow with it.
Sunil, I now want to pivot slightly and discuss the data cloud. How does this partnership drive impact specifically for customers? And I want to dive into specific industries, if you don't mind.
Sure.
For your customers in retail, manufacturing, in healthcare, what impact specifically are you seeing the data cloud having for your customers in those specific industries?
Absolutely. So, our objective has always been to get closer to our clients' business and embrace and harness the market innovation and technology innovation that's happening so that we can deliver on those customer objectives. One of the ways that we have looked at it is to build industry AI clouds, which are taking all the best practices and the use cases that we have seen across customers and baking them as a playbook, which we can take to customers within those industries.
I like that, the playbook of success.
Exactly, and customers don't have 2 years, 3 years to do the transformation that they are doing. They want to see quick, iterative rollouts of some of these capabilities, and having this playbook is a great jump start to those initiatives and really shrink the time to value for our customers. So if you look at what we have done in retail with Snowflake, we have created an industry AI cloud for omnichannel. In the industry today, it's very important for our customers to understand the buying behaviors of their consumers.
Right.
With digital and so many different channels of buying, it's important to understand what's moving, who's buying, are there any seasonalities to it, and is digital making any kind of impact in the way in which customers are purchasing, and use all of that knowledge to help retailers plan their merchandise and assortment, and also help CPG companies to be able to forecast better, because without these two, you won't be able to really serve the consumer needs.
Right.
If you look at life sciences and healthcare, it's all about creating the integrated health record. Right? You bring in the clinical information, you're bringing all the lab reports, you're looking at all the physician inputs that are coming in on the patient, respecting the HIPAA regulations and all the privacy considerations. You still have to build an integrated health record that can then be used for forecasting specialty treatments like oncology. Drug availability is one of the biggest challenges in tackling this particular disease, and we are working with our customers to make sure that data and AI can help ascertain where the members are and what kind of health treatments that they will need, and really making sure that the entire supply chain is geared to meet the needs of those members out there in the field. So these industry AI clouds has been a great way to bring technology advancements to our customers to drive their real world business problems and opportunities.
It's great to hear your approach to different industries, but really collectively the way you're meeting your clients where they need it most, because every industry has different challenges that they need to face, but Infosys always showing up in the same fashion regardless of their industry.
Absolutely, and we are also looking at enhancing these blueprints. What we had a year ago undergoes significant shift with generative AI and some of the newer advancements. Some of the industry models are different, business models are different. Our customers can now think of new AI-driven products and services. So the blueprint that we have for the industry need to cater to all these evolutions that are taking place. And it's like, really exciting time where you're thinking of, new things that you can drive, but at the same time also taking, the technical debt that exists in our clients' organization, modernizing, migration, and really building those landscapes on the cloud. With Infosys Topaz and Infosys AI Clouds, we are really able to drive some of those possibilities for our clients.
Sunil, I'd love to hear about your approach to date and also your forward-looking approach in exciting next chapter for Infosys. Sunil, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on Data Cloud Now. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Ryan.
And for the audience watching, I'm Ryan Green with Data Cloud Now. We'll see you in the next segment as we cover Snowflake Summit live from Las Vegas.